Yo, yo, yo. It's been a bit of a rainy week. Last night, one of those, like a pole came down. I was without power for like 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour. It's not raining right now, but something might happen. Hope you guys are having a better week, better day. Anyways, today we're gonna be reacting to the developer interview for Chrono Odyssey. I was actually gonna watch this 4 days ago, but stuff happened. It's just stuff happened. And by stuff, I mean I was working on finishing V-Rising, because I was really close. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's see if it's pay to win or pay too fast, also known as pay to win light.
저는 크로노 오디세이 개발 총괄 PD 윤상태라고 합니다.
Sangtai?
Hello, my name is Don, and I'm one of the product managers working on Chrono Odyssey. Hello.
He seems trustworthy. Except there's no way his room is that empty. He definitely put some things away for the interview. What is he hiding? Because even me, my room's completely empty. No posters. Nothing. Even I guess my computer is in my room, right? Like my bed's right here and all. He probably has like a room just for this. Nah.
My name is
He
Don,
definitely
and
put
I'm
things
one of
away.
the product managers working on Chrono Odyssey.
By the way, sorry about this. Let me just make sure I do have the sound for... Yeah, I do.
저희는 크로노 오디세이의 제작을 시작하면서
We began developing Chrono Odyssey. Our goal was to make overall progress just as enjoyable as endgame content. In MMOs specifically, progression is pretty much everything, personally. It doesn't matter how good the endgame is, if the first 30 or so hours, which that take you to reach endgame, if they suck, nobody's gonna play it.
엔드 컨텐츠뿐만 아니라 성장 과정 자체가 즐거운
And I'm someone who thinks that endgame isn't even really a reason you should play the game. Endgame should be something that maintains you playing until the next expansion or whatever. You know what I mean? So basically, endgame shouldn't be the focus of a game. Progression should be, because that's like you grow in power. It's more fun, I guess.
게임을
At least in
만들자라는
MMOs.
생각을 하게 되었습니다.
Okay, the Berserker, Assassin, Mage, and Ranger. Although this one seems to be part Ranger, right? And Holy Paladin, maybe. Okay. Very diverse.
경쟁에서 승리하는 것도
Rather than focusing solely on competitive aspects, we want players to... Okay, yeah, that's good. Because the thing that I've seen is that a lot of MMOs focus on the 1% of top end game dungeon raiders, shit like that, which means that the majority of the players are pretty much left out of the content. So they pretty much just either they're like, whatever, I don't really want to do this anyways, or they just leave the game.
보다 로딩 없이 방대한 필드를 누비며 때로는 아무 목적 없이 숲을 걷기도 하고.
And then now the 1% or the 0.1%, the high-end game players, now it scoots over, and the people who were in the 1% before, now they're part of the casuals. So now they can't do the content as well, so they leave. I think it's smaller, and these guys are now the casuals. You know what I mean? The game ends up getting too hard.
때로는 나무를 베고 낚시를 하고.
Would there be wondering the woods, cutting trees, fishing, teaming up against monsters. So it seems like there's just gonna be the usual mining, fishing, wood cutting, refining, probably leatherworking, you know, the usual MMO like professions.
혼자선 버거운 컴퓨터를 친구들과 함께
They're
모여
entertaining.
그런 MMORPG라서 가질
And
수
there's
있는
like people who play MMOs just to do those. Like I'm personally a fan of mining. I don't know what about it, but you know, just hearing the cling cling, like I find it fun.
시간을 게임에 담고 싶었습니다.
Okay, it's looking cool.
크로노 오디세이의 세계는 단순한 판타지가 아닙니다. 낯설고 위압적인 그리고 경외감을 느끼게 하는 세계였습니다. 영화 프로메테우스에서 보여주는 코스믹 호러의 분위기 그리고 스타크래프트 저그의 침공처럼
Wait, Prometheus? I remember this name, but is it from a game or a book? Oh wait, oh it's just this guy. Okay. Okay, I probably remember it from here because I did play the shitty game. It's not Dota, the other one.
압도적인 존재가 인간의 세계를 집어삼키는 공포 이런 감각과 상황을 크로노 오디세이의 세계에 담고 싶었습니다.
Okay.
크로노 오디세이의 주 무대인 세테라는
The story of Chrono Odyssey unfolds in Satira, a realm where past and future collide. Makes sense because the chrono, which is time.
과거와 미래가 충돌하고 신과 인간,
So it makes sense for the story to be around time.
정체불명의 존재들이 얽히며
Here, the very laws of reality come undone as gods, humans, and unknown entities, known as the Void, come to a head. Come to a head. That sounds weird, but grammatically, I think it's correct, right?
우리가 알던 세계의 법칙이 무너진 공간입니다. 유일신이 개입하지 않는
In the
세계,
absence of divine order, the boundaries between dimensions collapse, giving rise to war and invasions. The vast scale of chaos despair sets Chrono Odyssey apart from traditional MMORPGs.
플레이어는 세테라를 통해 거대한 힘에 맞서
Just the usual story, basically.
때로는
You're the
과거와
protagonist.
미래를
You're the one
넘나들며
chosen by fate.
세상을 바꿔야 하는 존재입니다.
Probably start in a small
강하기만 한
village,
몬스터를 사냥하는 것이
then you know,
아니라
go to
이질적인
like
힘에
a
맞서고
big castle.
성장하며 플레이어가 거대한
That's gonna be like your
속의
main
일부가 되도록
place
만들고
until like
싶었습니다.
endgame, where you move to another big
감명 깊게
castle.
생각했던 게임인 크로노 트리거에서 거대한 사건에 대항하기 위한 시간이라는 개념.
If I'm not wrong, Chrono Trigger is a 2D like a. It's not RPG. It's a turn-based game, right? Yeah, I think I saw Code Carnage. Oh, never mind. No, never mind. I guess it was Chrono something else. Because the one I saw was more. It was like in 2024, 2023 that I saw that game. It was more like modern.
너무 큰 매력을 느꼈고 어떻게 하면 MMORPG의 시공간을 접목시킬 수
So we bring the
있을지
concept of space-time to MMORPGs.
많은 이야기를 나눴습니다.
Okay, so the main like concept is time. That's cool. Like you can do a lot of cool things with time.
결과적으로 크로노 오디세이
The problem I see, and I said before, is that it's an MMO. So if everyone can rewind time, you can essentially just start lock an enemy in time, right? Like, it's a cool concept, but it's also OP in that sense, no? Because if we're going with like controlling time, I'd want to be able to like make enemies slower, like go back in time in terms of attacks, shit like that. I think it would be cool. But since it's an MMO, what if I put an enemy and then I make it go back in time, like 2 seconds or so, in terms of animation? Then someone comes, and the moment that's done, he does it again. I guess there's gonna be like cooldowns, like internal cooldowns in enemies, where they can't be like affected.
의 세계관은 코스믹 호러와 시공간의 설정을 기준으로
Cosmic horror,
탄생하게
space time.
되었습니다.
Yeah, nice.
모두가 MMORPG에서 불가능할 거라 생각했던 시공간의 조작은 크로노텍터라는 이름
No, it's not that it's impossible. It's just complicated. Because I do think I've seen like MMOs with like a chronomancer or whatever. But instead of affecting the area, it just affects itself. Like it makes abilities like a reset, shit like that. It can like go back in position, like Echo from League, like Echo R, and you just go back in time like 6 seconds, recover cells, or like the Chronomancer in PoE 2. Like I think that's how I've seen Chronomancers in like MMOs and other types of multiplayer games. They never really affect the environment or the outside, I guess.
으로 게임에 담아냈습니다.
Is he gonna explain the system? Wait. Many believe incorporating space-time manipulation into an MMORPG was impossible, but we brought it to life through a system called the Chronotector. Dude, explain the system a bit. Like, how does it work? Like, you can't... It's like, oh yeah, I invented the cure to aging. I call it anti-aging. Like what? Okay. Like, tell me a bit about it, man.
크로노리스는
Like, how did you do this?
기술적인 성취를 보여주기 위해 개발된 게임이 아닙니다. 언리얼 엔진 5를 선택한 이유는 최신 기술을 자랑하기 위해서가 아니라 우리가
the thing with the Unreal Engine 5 is that there's a lot of like lag, stuttering, and shit like that, like built in the engine, where it makes the engine shittier in that aspect, and devs don't want to fix that because it takes too much work. By the way, I had the thing. I think it's picking up from this mic, so it should be fine, not this one. Either way, so what devs had to do, devs had to like actually fix that problem themselves instead of just saying fuck it, it's only a bit of stuttering, a bit of lag, a bit of like input lag. But most devs don't do that. That's why you get like Unreal Engine slop games. They have like a lot of particles and it just crashes your PC or you can't play. Which is both the engine's fault and the developers, because the developers are choosing the engine, they know the problems with the engine, and they choose not to fix it. It's just shitty.
속에 그렸던 평화로운 세테라가 이질적인 차원으로부터 침공당한 상황을 구현하기 위해서였습니다.
However, like, I think Unreal is the best like graphically looking engine. Like in terms of if you want to make things like this, which are like have a lot of detail and like impression, I guess would be the word. I think Unreal Engine does do a good job though.
그래서
Like with Wukong, I thought the game looked amazing.
언리얼 엔진 5를 사용했다는 사실을 강조하고 싶진 않습니다. 대신 이 기술을 통해 우리가 상상했던 세계를
Climbing is always good.
온전히 체감할 수
Gives you more
있도록
freedom, more immersion.
플레이어 스스로가 자기도 모르는 사이에
Also, people like
힘의
parkouring
영향을 받고 있으며
through like the world.
끝없는 혼동 속에서 생존해야 하는 존재가 되도록 만들고 싶었습니다. 이 게임의 핵심은 현실과 비현실성, 익숙함과 낯섦의 공존입니다. 크로노 게이트를 비롯한 구조물들은 인간이 만든 것 같지만 인간의 손으로 만든 것이 아니며 멀리서 바라보는 것만으로도 압박감과 위압감을 느낄 수 있도록 디자인되었습니다. 숲, 호수, 산맥 같은 자연 환경은 최대한 사실적으로 표현했고 플레이어가 직접 그 안에 들어가 있는 듯한 몰입감을 줄 수 있도록 했습니다.
So they're basically trying to make it like a more immersive.
논리적으로
Hey,
설명할
I
수
love that.
없는 이질적이고 거대한 존재들이 자리하고 있습니다. 세테라의 환경
I wonder if they're gonna
또한 빼놓을 수
show
없을 것
combat because that's
같습니다.
what I'm looking forward to.
이곳은 플레이어가 탐험하는 장소가 아니라 이해할 수 없는 거대한 존재가 우리를
By the way,
내려다보는
I'm not saying one like translating or by translating. I just mean like reading this because he's just talking about the story. I don't think the story in MMOs. I'd say 90% of people just skip it and continue leveling up. Because leveling up and that like journey, I think that's what people love. You know, like going from level 1 like a wimp killing rabbits and shit and birds to like super OP demons.
공간입니다.
Also like, you know, being in a world that feels alive with other players also running around.
차원을 넘어 침공해온 그들은 평범한 인간은 감히 저항할 수 없는 힘을 가지고 있으며 그들의 흔적은 세계 곳곳에 남아 있습니다. 우리는 현실적인 환경과 초현실적인 공간이
Yeah, this
뒤섞이며
is pretty normal
질서가
thing. Like the
무너지고
void is
인간이
corrupting the
감당할 수
world.
없는
The usual.
거대한 공포가 서서히 밀려드는 세계로 만들고 싶었습니다. 크로노 오디세이에서 저희는 플레이어가 스스로 선택한 탐험과 모험을 통해 자신만의 이야기를 만들어가기를 원했습니다. 기존 MMORPG는 메인 퀘스트 라인이 강하게 잡혀 있어 대부분 유저가 똑같은 루트를
Oh, so they're gonna have like a... Oh, wait. So they're gonna have like choices in the story that actually impact... I mean, it's gonna be like the Telltale games or whatever, where you have choices that give you like different interactions and shit, but it doesn't change the world overall. Because it's an MMO. If the world changes, if you make it like a choice of, oh, I want to join the dark side. Oh, well, now you're the main character joining the dark side. So in theory, the dark side should win and like take over the world, right? But what if another character chooses the light side? Well, you know, it's like... Yeah, I'm guessing the world that like you won't be able... Forcing traditional... let's continue.
따라가게 됩니다.
Let me read this actually. Traditional MMORPGs often rely on a fixed main quest, yep, forcing most players to follow this. Oh, the thing with like a different quest as well is, since not everyone's like on a different like there's like different stories, I guess. Like people might not be able to like find others for a dungeon that they have to do, because that happened with the Lost Ark, I believe. Like a lot of dungeons, I just did them solo because I couldn't like find players. It was really annoying. Since dungeons, they become like funner with other people, since it feels more interactive.
하지만 크로노 오디세이는 이런 틀을 깨고 유저가 직접 세상을 탐험하고 발견하는 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 크로노텍터를 사용하면 과거의 흔적을 추적하거나
With the chrono detector, players can trace remnants of the past or catch glimpses of the future. So they're gonna have like 3 different maps. Maybe they're gonna look different in the player's eyes, but not in... So maybe they have like a plane and all players are there, but each of them looks at the world differently because of the chrono detector. Because I doubt they're gonna make like 2 or 3 or 4 different maps, right? Because you can like travel in the future according to like what I've seen, right? Like that's the whole point.
미래를 미리 엿보는 방식으로 탐험이 가능하며 유적을 조사하는 과정에서 시간을 조작해 숨겨진 길을 열거나 과거의 모습을
Like this. What if I'm just an asshole and I say fuck you, turn time back on, and let this shit like fall down?
제한하는 방식으로 새로운 길을 찾을 수도 있습니다. 단순한 퀘스트의 해결이 아니라 유저가 직접 세계의 변화를 경험하고
Rather than simply completing quests, players will witness the world's changes, uncover pieces of... Like, this makes it sound like you can change the world. And another thing with this, of like changing the world while playing, to me that's like 100% like immersion, MMO. I wanna play this. But imagine you play the game like a couple months after, or like a year later. Like your experience is pretty much fucked if the world has changed too much, because you can't experience the game as other people did, right? So that's a negative. But you know, being able to leave like an impact on the world, that's like peak like gaming, I feel like. Not just MMO, like peak gaming. You know, I think that's why like anime and shit like that were, you know, like Overlord. I think that's why people love that shit so much. It's because, you know, those animes Sorry. There's someone at the door. I think I heard someone at the door. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Someone wanted to see if we wanted new cameras or some shit. Where were we? Oh yeah, being able to like terramorph or change the world. That's like peak gaming in my opinion, because it turns you from like an adventurer or a tourist in the world into like an actual like, not an NPC, into like an actual like citizen of that world. You know what I mean? Like you actually had part into like making the world in what it is right now.
탐험을 통해 이야기의 조각들을 모으는 방식입니다.
Wait, sorry, I'm actually recording right here.
여러분의 호기심의 크기에 따라서
Aside from the main questline, players can enjoy a variety of content including trials, labyrinths, and field bosses. Field bosses are just world bosses, I'm guessing. Labyrinths are probably dungeons, and trials are probably like challenges. These are pretty normal in the MMOs.
메인 퀘스트 라인뿐만 아니라 미션, 미궁, 필드 보스 사냥 등 다양한 컨텐츠들을 발견하실 수 있습니다. 저희는 게임 내 대부분의 행동에 경험치를 분배하였습니다. 채집과 제작만으로도 만렙을 달성할 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 기존 M 제작만
Oops, I wasn't talking.
내 대부분의 행동에
So most in-game activities grant experience points, allowing players to reach max level through gathering and crafting alone. Like that sounds good so far. The only like negative I'd see is if there's like a place that's like bugged and you can like mine it forever. Then you just put like a macro or something under maybe an auto clicker or some shit like that. Then go to sleep or just do something else, and then you come back and you're max level. Like in theory it's good because there's like a lot of people who like play MMOs just for the gathering crafting like professions, because they find that fun. No, they find it more immersive, like they're part of the world a lot more. But I feel like it can be exploited pretty easily, right?
경험치를 분배하였습니다. 채집과 제작만으로도 만렙을 달성할 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 기존 MMORPG에서는 생활
Traditional MMOs have always been, yeah.
콘텐츠 유저들이 다소 소외되는 경우가 많았습니다. 하지만 크로노 오디세이에서는 탐험과 제작
But in Chrono Odyssey, we built a system where players can progress through exploration and exploration. So is it gonna be like a gachas where they have like, oh, if you go here, you explore and you earn like XP or some shit? You build a system of present through exploration and crafting, while still benefiting from trade and sharing information with combat. Okay, that's good because that creates an ecosystem where there can be like people just mining and doing this shit for fun, and you know, giving it to players. Then players don't have to do this because there's already like others doing it, so they can or not players, combat oriented players can just like continue like fighting and doing shit to earn money. That's good. It creates a good ecosystem, I feel like.
충분히 강해질 수 있도록 했고
But let's see how it
이들이
works.
전투 유저 대상만으로도
Let's hear the sounds for mining.
충분히 강해질 수 있도록 했고 이들이 전투 유저들과 거래나 정보 공유
I'd say it's pretty mid. Dude, I need to see some damage on the rocks.
강해질 수 있도록 했고
There's really no damage, right?
이들이 전투
Like it'd be nice if there was a bit of damage instead of just like this circle, like finishing.
유저들과 거래나 정보 공유
Sounds are a bit too low, but I'm guessing that's they lowered it for the video. Maybe a bit more impactful.
등을
Also, it just disappearing feels like shitty.
통해 서로
Like have it like break down, or if you have it break down, maybe it causes unnecessary lag. It's an MMO. Like there's a lot of people in the server, so maybe
이득을
not
볼 수 있는
actually.
구조로 만들고 있습니다. 유저가 원하는 플레이 스타일을 자유롭게 선택할 수 있고 게임 내에서 다양한 방식으로 성장할 수 있도록 하였습니다. 또한 정보를 최소화함으로써 유저 스스로 경험하고 발견한
We minimize in-game guidance to encourage. Okay, yeah, that's good. Some games, not MMOs in general, they take you by the hand way too much, and it's like, dude, do I really have to press W? Like, this isn't my first game, man. Like, kid's first game is probably like a Roblox or some shit, man, or Minecraft. You don't have to teach me how to move my character. I know it's WASD. You don't have to tell me to, move my mouse, to move the camera. I already know this. Like, it's in every game. Come on, man. Like, it's an annoying thing. Where, like, you're locked into these, like, super simple, super, like, dumb tutorials. Where it's like, yes, every game has this, man. Oh, I picked things up with E or F. Nice. Like, I can see it. When I'm near something that I can loot, it tells me, click E. You don't have to tell me.
는 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 많은 MMORPG가 특정 역할을 강요합니다. 탱커, 딜러, 힐러로 나뉘고 그 역할에 맞춰 스킬을
Okay, let me read that. Many MMOs tend to force players into fixed roles, such as tank, DPS, or healer, each with its own skill builds and gear requirements. I'd say this is both good and bad, because it enforces your role in the group. Like, you're doing this, you are this guy. However, it also like limits the things you can do, and it also like personally makes it like a bit less fun. Because let's say you want to be like I've said it before, like Archer from Stay Fate Night or whatever it's called, like Infinite Blade Works. Like, you can't really do that.
있고 장비를 맞춰야 합니다. 하지만 크로노 오디세이에서는 그런 정통적인 방식을 벗어나 유저가 원하는
You know what? I think what he's trying to say is you can equip like multiple like weapons, and when you have that weapon out, you can use those abilities. Because this is usually how games do it. Like what's the name? New World did this, where like each weapon had there's like not only New World. Let me check. Albion Online did this as well, and like other games where there's no classes, the weapons are the classes. You know what I mean? So each weapon has like a unique things to it, or abilities, or skill trees, I guess. I'm guessing that's what he's talking about, since that's, I mean, at the beginning it showed classes, like they showed like an assassin, a berserker, a mage, shit like that. So there are classes, like predetermined classes.
방식으로 성장할 수 있도록 만들었습니다. 크로노 오디세이는 한 번의 전투에도 집중할 수 있도록 설계되었습니다. 단순한 수치 싸움이 아니라
parry dodge mechanic to ensure outcomes aren't decided by stats alone. That's good, because a lot of problems with MMOs is I'm keeping aggro on you. Boom, boom. Guys, my aggro is low. Stop attacking. Alright. I'm low on health. Heal me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's static. I guess that's how I would say it. Like, there's people who move, while like casting spells, or maybe they're like an assassin or whatever, and they move. but there's no difference between moving and just staying still. So it makes like watching from a non-player perspective, even from a player perspective, that's sometimes like super boring. It's like, okay, I'm just sitting here like watching. Every now and then like I click some skills, but it's like, is this even something I need to do? Like, I'm not even thinking about pressing the skills. I'm just like automatically pressing it because there's nothing in the battle making me like think. You know what I mean? Like that, those kind of like fights are boring.
패딩과 회피 시스템을 통해 전투의 깊이를 더했습니다.
So like actually having to like dodge, move around, I enjoy that.
또한
Only 3 players? Is that like the max for dungeons?
특정 클래스에 집중되지 않게 모든 유저가
Additionally, the system is designed to let players contribute in their own way, offering more flexibility. Yeah. Like I absolutely hate the boss like rating in MMOs about how like there's like one person just standing still in front of the boss getting attacked while others heal him, and then there's like like a group of people just stacked together like just still attacking, like auto attacking or whatever. Like it looks so dumb. It looks so like it looks so pussy basically. It's like, really? Really? It's just a fucking DPS check at that point, no?
자신의 역할을 수행할 수 있도록 설계하여 전투의 자유도를 높이고자 했습니다.
Like, have me interact a bit with the game, man.
있는 대규모 공성전이나
Let's first battles or arena style PvP. Okay, so that's gonna be PvP. We aim to deliver a unique experience through this PvE-VP system. So I'm guessing it's gonna be like there's gonna be like a what's it called? World bosses that give like a really good loot. But inside that like arena, it has PvP enabled. Or there's like factions or some shit, or guilds. So you have to join a guild or something if you actually want to get the guild from them, because there's gonna be like a lot of fighting. Yeah, there's this game in mobile. I think it's called World of Kings or something. I used to play it a lot when I was in high school. It's an MMO as well. I had this where it was like I think it was at night. They had like big world bosses, and you just get with your guild and then like go kill other guilds and try to like steal the bosses from them. It was actually really fun.
장 같은 단순 PVP 콘텐츠에서나 PVEVP 방식의
Like
차별화된 콘텐츠를
just being in the background, seeing someone like do a boss, and then coming in and like just killing them all, and taking the boss. That's super cool. Until you're the one they steal from. Then it's like, oh, alright.
제공하려고 노력하였습니다. 크로노 오디세이는 기존 MMORPG와는 다르게 소규모 인원이 함께 즐길 수 있는 게임입니다. 처음에는 한두 명이 멀티플레이를 시작하고 천천히 인원을 늘려가.
You know what? Because it's most likely gonna be pay to win, and you have to pay to play it. I was thinking of not playing it until like a week or so to see like how how the people who reach endgame feel about the game, about how much pay to win it is. Dude, the problem is with MMOs, the first couple weeks, that's like peak. It's like, oh fuck, man, I'm having so much fun. You know what I mean? It's like
하는 방식으로 유도합니다.
Dude, this is like scratching the MMO itch I've had it for like years now. So okay, so this one has 5 players. I'm gonna play it. Fuck it. I'm gonna play it.
맵 이후에도 최대 5인 파티를 유지하고
Like unless there's like a reviews or some shit from like people or reviewers who got it early, and they said there's already like a cash shop even in the review or like the playtest alpha, whatever it's called. I will probably play it. Like it's crashing every itch, like how the bosses look, how these scenarios look, like it being in 3D, characters look fine. Like, dude, but then like every MMO player says this. Like they all say the same thing. Oh yeah, we're not MMO players. Every MMO dev says that. Oh yeah, we're breaking away from this, and it ends up being a trash. By the way, the UI needs help. At least this one. It looks too basic. This is fine. This could be a bit more like stylized. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't look that good.
동료로서의 경험, 즉 우리의 모험과 탐험이라는 방향성을 가져가고자 했습니다. 처음에는
Okay,
저희도
that's nice.
기존 MMORPG처럼 모든 역할을
Like having a lot of players feels good because like, oh fuck man, it's like exciting to be like surrounded by players, killing like a huge boss. But it also becomes way too chaotic in my opinion. I think it would be better like in the future when we have like a super VR, like, you know, like bubbles or shares, which like we can just play without moving, because I think that's the main problem with the VR. And that's that you can, like, you're being physical, and gamers aren't physical like creatures. Like we want to be like there, but we don't want to move like we're there. You know what I mean? So when that happens, I do think like having like like big scale 100 player like raids would be cool at that point, but I don't think it's currently like good right now because of how like chaotic it is.
구분하려 했습니다. 그런데 개발을 하다 보니 하이브리드
Then
클래스가
again, actually, maybe I'm wrong, because if you are like in the game like with like a super VR headset in the future, you might just get a fucking stroke, right? With like 100 players just casting like super like, colorful shit. Wait, never mind. Maybe it's not good actually. Forget I said that. You might just get a stroke or something from like over information.
필요하다는 걸 깨달았습니다.
Hybrid classes.
어쌔신이나 레인저 같은 클래스가 탄생했고 기존의 탱딜 힐 개념에서
We introduce a variety of weapons to move beyond fixed class roles. Dude, it's so weird because at the beginning they showed like classes like this, right? Like an assassin, they can become a marksman and all that. So how would it work? Is it actually like a 2-weapon system where you can switch between weapons, and each weapon has like a skill? Or can you like get 2 classes? So you start off with like, let's say an assassin class, and then you can have like a class change or a class like transmutation, and then that makes the 2 classes together to form like a hybrid.
좀 더 유연한 플레이가 가능하도록 다양한 무기를
Or maybe you don't wanna like transmutate with another class, so you stay like with this like super normal class that's more powerful than a hybrid, but it has less things to like work with.
동안 스타일의 변화를 넣었습니다. 무엇보다도 힐러나 탱커가 솔로 플레이에서 불리하지 않도록 하는 것이 중요했습니다. 그래서 힐러라도 혼자서 충분히 성장할 수 있도록 설계했습니다.
Dude, I feel like healers shouldn't be able to progress independently. Because like I feel like that goes against the healer's mindset. Like healers specifically, every other class, sure, it can progress independently, but healers themselves, I feel like if you play a healer, it's because you like interacting with other people, right? You like talking with other people while like doing a dungeon. I don't feel any other reason to be a healer, like logically speaking, because you're like nerfing yourself to be like someone's dog basically, so you can interact with them. You know, it's like, oh, I'm a healer, I need someone to help me with this. So yeah, how's your day, man? You know what I mean?
MMORPG라고 해서 반드시 파티를 꾸려야 하는 건 아닙니다.
Solo players like the lone wolf archetype, you need them, because a lot of people don't like MMOs because of how social it feels, even if they themselves aren't like being social. You know what I mean? Like I personally like going through MMOs, seeing other people, you know, seeing people talk in the world chat, all that. even if I myself aren't like playing with others or talking in the chat, just because it feels more alive.
성장 과정도 전투도 유저가 원하는 대로 경험할 수 있게 하는 게 우리의 목표였습니다. 크로노 오디세이의 전투는 단순한 스킬 연계가 아니라
Combat in Chrono revolves around a weapon swap system. Okay, so I was right about this. Yeah, the moment he talked about like a hybrid classes, I had figured, okay, yeah, it's probably like these other games that say the same thing.
아닌 무기 스왑을 활용한 깊이 있는 전투 시스템을 지향합니다. 기존 MMORPG처럼 한 가지 무기에 의존하는 전투 방식과는 달리 두 개의 무기를 자유롭게 전환하면서 전투 전략을 짜는 것이 핵심입니다. 처음에는 무기 스왑이 너무 복잡하거나 부담스럽지 않을까 고민했.
No, there's plenty of games that do this, and it's like fine. It's like, okay, I have these skills. I click a button. Okay, now I have these ones. No, it's like I feel like traditional MMOs are actually way more complicated because you have like, okay, I have all my number buttons. They're a skill. My Q is a skill. My R is a skill. Okay, then I have control and all the number buttons. Those are other skills. I have shift and all the number buttons. They have alt and all the number. It's like, dude, there's way too many skills. And half the time, you're not even using any of them. Like, you're using like one or two.
했습니다. 하지만 자연스럽게 플레이어가 필요성을 느끼게 만들면 오히려 전투의
Also, like you can have like a million skills, and it won't be complex if you introduce them slowly. Which is a problem with some MMOs, and the reason like getting like boosted straight to like 60 is like so garbage, because you don't actually understand like the combos, how the class work, you know, what feels good. Because when you start just auto attacking, and then you get like a skill, it's like, okay, how does this skill work? Wait, what if I do 2 auto attacks and not the third one, which has like a special animation? And instead of doing the third one, I do this skill, and then I do the third one. Oh, what if I do like 1 auto attack, then I do this, another auto attack, then I do like this other skill. You know, like you start learning like intricate things about the class. So that's why you have to like introduce things slowly.
그래서 게임
So
초반부터
the players are fully understand how it works.
하나의 무기만.
Wait, he dodged everything? Wait, where's his health bar?
그래서 게임 초반부터 정예
Okay, he
보스를
still
만나게
got damaged.
하고
10, 3,
하나의
3.
무기만 사용하면 스킬 쿨타임이 돌아오지 않아 불리한 상황을 유도했습니다.
You know what? Like I'm thinking, do I want to be like a super tank with like magic? Because my ideal class is like a magic swordsman. Like I think that's cool. Like you know, to summon like swords, like you know, like a Irelia from League. Like you have like swords hanging around made of magic. So if the enemy like goes ranged, they just like you launch them at them, and they're melee. You just fight them with your sword. That's the coolest fantasy.
자연스럽게 무기 스왑의 필요성을 체감하게 됩니다. Easy to run, hard to master라는 철학을 기반으로 누구나
Based on
쉽게
the philosophy of
전투를
easy to learn, hard to master. Yeah, that's perfect.
이도록 설계했지만 더 깊이 파고들수록 다양한 전략이 펼쳐지는 구조입니다. 엔드 게임에서도
Oh yeah, I'm playing this. By the way, I'm 100
활용하는 것이
playing this.
필수적인 요소가 될 거라 생각합니다. 무기 스왑이 단순한 교체가 아니라 패시브 버프를 제공하며
But I'm guessing that's gonna happen is people are just gonna have like a tank just for solo players at least. They're gonna have like a tank or a healer, one of those two, and then they're like a DPS. That way they can tank everything, or tank like super attacks without like dodging or shit, and then like swap the moment the bosses are like tired or whatever. Because their bosses usually have those like mechanics where they're like weak. They switch to like DPS and like burst them down, or go with the healer and ranged. That way, if you get hit, you just switch to healer, heal yourself, and then do the same thing.
전투 중 실시간으로 조합을 변화시키는 전략적인 요소로 작용합니다.
Passive
무기에
buffs.
따라 다른 스타일이 존재하고 어떤 무기를 조합함에 따라 플레이 스타일이 크게 달라집니다. 전투가 스킬 숫자와 허드의 정보에 의존하는 방식이 아니라
Skill numbers and UHD elements suck ass. Like I wanted to try WoW, so I went to like Twitch. I saw a stream, and let me tell you, I don't want to play WoW at all. Now or never. That looked so fucking cancer to play. Like 100 skills. That's what I'm saying. It's like 100 skills, but I'm only seeing them use like 2 or 3. Like the whole screen is covered with like dog shit. Fuck, dude.
적으로 자신의 공격 패턴을 만들고 테크닉을 활용해 적을 상대하는 과정 자체가 재미있는 경험이 되기를 원했습니다. 스킬의 수는
We're only halfway through the video. I feel like I've spent like 30 minutes talking.
줄이되 하나의 스킬이 여러 가지 역할을 수행할
Gee,
수
how
있도록
long
했고
have
상황에 맞는 스킬 운용이 전투의 핵심 요소가 될 수 있도록 하였습니다. 무기 수합과 전투 시스템의 목표는 단순함 속에서 깊이를 만드는 것입니다. 무기가 바뀔 때마다 전투 흐름이 달라지고 플레이어 스스로가 전투 스타일을 설계할 수 있도록 해서 자유도가 높아지도록 만들었습니다.
This seems fun.
전투와 모험에 대한 철학은
Were there been
크로노
chrono odyssey
오디세이의
or first around
세부적
combat and
콘텐츠
mechanical
기획에
score? Okay.
중요하게 적용되었습니다. 이번 CBT의 전투는 크게 1인 도전형 컨텐츠와
Okay, so
파티형
this is the core gameplay. So for single player, you're gonna have chrono gate and trials. Trials, I'm guessing are gonna be like the challenges and like where it's like, oh, you're gonna get swarmed by enemies. Overcome this and you get like a reward. Or you can like choose to, you know, go higher with a bigger like swarm and higher level enemies and get an even higher reward. I'm guessing it's gonna be like that. And chrono gates are probably gonna be like small dungeons, party-based content, expedition dungeons, and region bosses. Okay, we've already talked about this. I won't make this video longer.
1인 도전형
For the closed beta test, okay, so this is for the closed beta test. They're probably gonna add more.
컨텐츠와 파티형 컨텐츠로
There's like a small space here. I feel like there's something missing.
나뉘게 됩니다. 1인 도전형 컨텐츠에서는 플레이어 개인의 실력과 전략이 무엇보다 중요하게 적용됩니다. 이 컨텐츠의 핵심은 플레이어가 스스로의 힘으로 한계를 돌파하며 성장하는 과정에 있습니다. 대표적으로 크로노 게이트가 이에 해당합니다. 강력한 보이드 사도와의 1대1 전투에서 플레이어는 상대의 패턴을 파악하고 전략적으로 대응해야 합니다. 이 과정에서 캐릭터의 성장과 플레이어의 숙련도 또한 높아지도록 설계되었습니다. 난이도는 높지만 클리어 시 얻는 성취감과 특별한 보상이 그만큼 크게 와닿을 것입니다.
The game should absolutely be harder single player because MMOs themselves are made to be played with a group. So if you play it alone, you should expect to like be super hard. But at the same time, you keep all the loot, like you don't share with others. So like, you know, high risk, high reward. That's why I like it.
또 다른 도전형 컨텐츠인 시련은 단순한 전투 이상의 경험을 제공합니다. 다양한 시공간을 넘나드는 이 콘텐츠
Dude, puzzles. I might never do a trial just because there might be puzzles.
에서는 퍼즐, 함정, 기믹 등이 랜덤하게 등장하며 매번 새로운 플레이 경험을
Players will travel across time and space, facing puzzles, traps, randomized mechanics, creating a new experience where they. Okay, maybe I will try it because this looks fun. There was like a vendor. It seems a bit like a roguelike, and I love roguelikes.
이 과정에서 플레이어는 단순히 전투 실력만이 아니라 순간적인 판단력과 창의력도 시험받게 됩니다. 파티형 콘텐츠는
We designed party-based content to emphasize teamwork and strategic coordination.
구조로 설계되었습니다. 원정 던전이 대표적인 예로.
You know what? Maybe I'll try party-based combat. I never actually try them in MMOs unless I'm like having a hard time like clearing something. Then I do ask in like a world chat and like team up with someone. But I never really like actively, you know, feel like I have the need to do this. Maybe I'll try it in this game.
구성되며 각자 다른 역할을 맡아 협력하는 것이 중요합니다. 기존 MMORPG의 대중
Wait, headshot? He had a headshot with like a melee-based class? What?
협력하는 것이
Can you even
중요합니다.
aim your whatever?
기존 MMORPG의 대규모 레이드와는 다르게 짧은 시간 동안 집중도 높은 협력 전투를 제공하면서
Okay, so there's no aggro as far as I can see. It seems like he does like AoE, which is cool. I feel like aggro kind of ruins MMOs to a certain extent because it makes the fight more static, like you're just standing still.
또 충분히 전략적인 플레이를 즐길 수 있습니다. 리전 보스 콘텐츠는 더 큰 스케일의 도전을 제공합니다. 여러 파티가 힘을 합쳐야 공략할 수 있는 대규모 레이드로 지역의 수호자인 가디언과 맞서 싸우는 콘텐츠입니다.
But they haven't talked about monetization so far. That's a big problem, at least that I've seen. There's also the fact that you know, it's Unreal Engine 5. Like is New World 5? Oh no, New World was like a node engine. Because with New World I also had like lag problems.
이 보스를
when I played in my old
터치하면
PC. I don't know anymore.
내러티브
Haven't tried
장르는
it.
유저의 성장뿐 아니라 게임의 세계관을 더 깊이 이해할 수 있는
Those who overcome the challenge or unique equipment linked to the game's lore. Dude, this is what I wanted in like PoE 2. Like when you defeat the Duke, like the werewolf guy, I wanted to get his sword or like a piece of his armor. I feel like killing a boss and getting like a piece of him as a reward. I think that's like so cool. That's like so immersive, so fucking great.
열쇠가 됩니다. 이 두 가지 전투 컨텐츠의 방향성은
Like that nine-tailed fox or whatever. Imagine you kill it and you get like his tail or something as like a whip. Okay, maybe not that, but like his tooth, like his canine tooth. You just get it and you have it as a like an axe, a mini axe or some shit, or like a hammer.
명확합니다. 이렇게 설계된 전투 컨텐츠는 단순한 성장 수단이
You know, like a monster
유저가 직접 느끼고
hunter style.
경험하며 성취감을 얻을 수 있는 핵심적인 게임 플레이를 목표로 하였습니다. 1인용 도전 컨텐츠에서는 개인의 실력과 전략적 사고가 요구되며
Yeah.
파티형
Makes sense.
컨텐츠에서는
This
팀워크와
is like the
역할의
perfect
분담이 중요해집니다.
ecosystem or whatever.
유저들은 각자에게 맞는 전투 스타일을 선택해 자신만의 방식으로 크론 오디세이의 전투 시스템을 즐길 수 있습니다.
They're really like nailing down the fact that you can like choose your own style of gameplay.
는 크게 개인 경험 중심의 콘텐츠와 목표 지향적 콘텐츠로 나뉩니다. 개인 경험 중심의 콘텐츠와
what was this?
목표
Core gameplay, exploration and adventure, players streaming content, bounty hunting. So like, is this bounty hunting like against NPCs or other players? Labyrinths are probably just normal dungeons. Time portals are probably dungeons, but like with a different mechanic.
목표 지향적 콘텐츠로 나뉩니다. 개인 경험 중심의 콘텐츠에서는 오픈월드를 자유롭게 탐험할 수 있습니다. 게임 내 숨겨진 이야기를 통해서 다양한
Our
경험을
goal was to
쌓아가기를
encourage players to explore, discover hidden lore, and yeah, that's good.
바랍니다. 이 과정이 캐릭터의 성장과 맞물려 더욱 깊은 몰입감을 제공하고자 하였습니다.
Yeah.
가장 대표적인 예시가
Immersive is the
미군입니다.
word.
시공간이 뒤틀린 구조로 이루어진 이 던전은 퍼즐과 탐험이 어우러진
Yeah, like I said, it's just
콘텐츠입니다.
dungeons, but with like
왜곡된
puzzles
시간의
and
흐름
shit.
속에서 숨겨진 길을 찾고 보물을 발견하는
These are
과정을
always
통해
cool.
전투의 피로감을 벗어나
As long as they're
탐험의
like
재미를 느낄 수
not
있도록
like super complicated, like, oh, you missed this like shard in like the beginning of the dungeon that was under like this like you had to not crouch, like lay down and pass through this like small opening that you can barely see. As long as it's not like that, it's fine. It's fun.
구성하였습니다. 최초 클리어 시에는 특별한 보상이 주어지며 이후에도 새로운 비밀이 발견될 가능성이 열려 있습니다. 또한 타임포탈은 플레이어가 과거의 시공간을 직접 체험할 수 있는 컨텐츠입니다. 과거로 이동해 특정 시간대에만 존재하는 희귀한 채집물이나 스토리 조각을 발견할 수 있고 이를 통해 크론 오디세이 세계관에 더욱 몰입할 수 있습니다. 현상수배는 탐험과 목표
Okay, so these are the
지향형
bounties.
콘텐츠가
So they're against like I'm guessing bosses. They're like mini bosses that aren't part of the main story. I'm guessing they're not actually like against other players.
결합된 형태로 오픈월드에서 유저가 해야 할 명확한 목적지를 제공합니다. 이 콘텐츠는 필드를 자유롭게 탐험하면서도 명확한 목표를 제시해 유저가 방향성을 잃지 않도록 설계되었습니다. 특정 현상범을 추적하고 처치하는 과정에서 자연스럽게 새로운 지역을 탐험하고 숨겨진 비밀을 발견할 기회를 얻게 됩니다. 현상수배의 목표는 단순한 몬스터 사냥에 그치지 않습니다. 스테라 주민을 위협하는 존재를 제거해서 세계의 안정을 가져오는 역할을 맡게 되고 그 과정에서 게임에 더 몰입할 수 있는 경험을 하실 것이라 생각하였습니다.
It's about how you feel being a bounty
성장
hunter.
시스템은 전통적인 방식을 벗어나 플레이어가 선택한 방식대로
Ooh, I saw that. What? Processing level 1 gold and cost. So it's oh no, never mind. That's your gold and how much gold they cost. Doesn't seem like there's like a special currency. Maybe the materials are what you buy in the store?
전통적인 방식을 벗어나
Okay, no. Crafting result, quantity. Guys? There's no fail mechanic. Wait, there's no like, oh, there's like a 99% chance it's gonna succeed, and it just so happens that it fails. Unlucky, the 1% got you. Like, where is that?
플레이어가
no way
선택한
it isn't there.
방식대로 자유롭게
Generally, okay. Let's look at the gear a bit. With very high chance. Okay, so the luck-based part is when you're crafting gear. There's a chance of getting like stats, huh? Okay.
캐릭터를 발전시킬 수
Oh, I saw a special currency here. You're not gonna trick me. Optional material. Superior art. Okay, so I'm guessing this is to make it get like a higher chance of crafting or getting like special stats. Superior arc. This doesn't sound like something you would pay in the store for. It sounds like something you get from like beating bosses, like high tier bosses, or like mining. Simply because superior arc isn't like a good name for like special currency you buy in the store.
발전시킬 수 있도록 설계되었습니다. 그 중심에는 제작과 강화가 있습니다.
So crafting is a bit random, which is cool, you know, and also like suspicious in terms of pay to win.
채집의 과정을 통해 희귀한 재료를 얻을수록 높은 등급의 장비를 제작할 수 있고, 이 과정에서 단순한 수치적인 상승을 넘어 플레이어가 직접 성장의 결과물을 만들어내는 성취감을 제공하도록 하였습니다. 강화 시스템의 전투, 탐험, 채집 등 다양한 활동을 통해 강화 재료의
no. Enhancing is where it becomes a problem, because enhancing needs fragment of flux. Now, fragment of flux does sound like a store currency. Like flux is a very nice name to say. It comes out your mouth pretty easily, and it's a fragment. That means you get multiple, and then you make it into a flux, which you use for like high gear or like legendary gear. Now this is one suspicious. Like crafting itself seems fine. But it's also like a fragment of flux. Maybe you also get these from like bosses.
채집 등 다양한 활동을
Dude, enhanced equipment. That name, it screams pay to win to me. Like every piece of pay to win in MMO, it's called enhance. Oh, you want an enhance? Pay. Enhance, you could just pay. Like pay equipment, basically.
통해 강화 재료를 얻을 수 있어 플레이어의 다양한 플레이 스타일에 맞.
With so many ways to obtain these materials, placing progress. Okay, so you can get these normally, but are they like randomly dropped? Because you can get these normally after defeating the same boss a million times, or you can give us like $5. Like it's not the same thing.
맞춘 성장이 가능합니다. 강화 실패에 대한 부담을 최소화했으며 전투에서 성장이 막힐 때 새로운 성장의 기회를 경험.
By the way, I gotta mention this. His hairstyle, like it's making me think he's trustworthy. I don't know, something about it. Like I wanna trust this guy, just because it's something like here. I don't know what it is.
이 두 시스템은 서로 긴밀히
He looks like he
연결되어
wouldn't lie to me.
전투 중심 플레이어는 보스전과 던전에서 재료를 얻어 성장할 수 있고, 비전투
They're
중심의
reinforcing the
유저도
fact that you don't have to
채집과
like be
제작만으로
combat only. You
충분히
can
강한
like just
캐릭터로
craft and
성장할 수
gather and
있습니다.
still progress.
결국 크로노 오디세이의 성장은
That's nice, by the
플레이어의
way.
선택에 따라 결정되며 각자의 방식으로 자유롭고
Because
깊이
maybe
있는
you hit like a wall in terms of combat, and it's like I don't feel like I can bend more with my skill, like reaction speed. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna gather and like level up that way, then come back and then beat him when I'm like a bit over leveled.
성장의 재미를 느낄 수 있습니다.
Roadmap, alright.
이번 1차 CBT는 크로노 오디세이의 첫 번째 테스트입니다.
By the way, I signed up
완성된
for the
게임을
CBT.
보여주려는 것이 아닙니다. 유저분들의 피드백을 적극
On Steam, I did at
반영하면서
least.
게임을 더욱 발전시키려는 과정입니다.
One of the core elements we're focusing on during this CBT period is improving the multiplayer experience.
Yeah.
An MMORPG should be all about playing together.
One server only. Fuck it. The only difference should be the chat. The chat. The chat should be divided based on language. But the world itself is to be single player. Fuck that shit, man. Not single player. One server. Everyone plays the same.
And we want to make sure that's reflected in Chrono Odyssey. We'll be working
As
on
alive as
content
possible.
density.
Because the problem with servers is the moment they die, you're basically fucked. You either pay to transfer, and when you transfer, that server you're transferring to might be dying as well. Like you don't really know, so it's like it just feels bad.
The world feel alive, and continuing our efforts to make exploration more immersive and ensure there's a strong sense of discovery as you journey throughout the world. In Chrono Odyssey, there's no right or wrong way to progress. Whether you enjoy crafting, gathering, exploring, questing, or simply engaging
But
in combat.
if you're reading a script, like this is like just a thing. You should like read ahead. You know what I mean? Like you read a couple ahead, and every now and then you like move your eyes a bit to make it seem more natural. Instead of just looking straight and reading, the moment you see a word, you read it. Like just a pro tip, as someone who used a bit of a script when I was during the COVID.
The game is designed to reward you for playing your way.
저희는 크로노 오디세이라는 세계를
There's also like a program. I've never actually used it, but apparently it like keeps your eyes on the camera, so even if you're looking somewhere else, like you're still maintaining eye contact.
하는 데 있어 MMORPG라는 틀이
I don't know how
가장
good it is,
이상적이라고
so you
생각하였습니다.
like it as will help.
그렇기 때문에 계속되는 세상을 만들기 위해서
Is this the end?
지속적으로 새로운 지역을 추가하고 시공간을 활용한 독창적인 콘텐츠들을 확장해 나갈 계획입니다. 시공간의 여행을 일반적으로 떠올렸을 때 생각되는 포탈을 통한 시간 이동이 아니라 미래와 현재
Oh, so there's not gonna be like
실시간으로
portals.
넘나들며
You can like move
퀘스트를 진행하는
effortless.
방식을 연구하고 있습니다. 또한 기존 MMORPG처럼
I wonder how they're
한
gonna do
지역이
this.
끝나면 다음 지역이
Because
열리는 게
if I'm right, it's like a plain field with a lot of players, and the only thing that changes is how they see the world. Like you might just see players going to like walls because they're like seeing like an opening there, but you're not because you're like in the present. You know what I mean? It's like
아니라
it's
유저의
weird.
행동에 따라 세계가 변화하고 새로운 탐험 요소가 자연스럽게 해금되는 구조를 만들려고 합니다. 우리는 크로노 오디세이를 단순히 시스템적으로 확장하는 게임이 아닌 유저가 직접 세계를 변화시키고 그 안에서 살아가는 경험을 할 수 있도록 만들고자 했습니다. 크로노 오디세이를 한번 출시하고 끝나는 게임으로 만들고 싶지 않았습니다. 게임을 개발하면서 가장 중요하게
Okay, so this is just like the super epic. I'm doing this for you guys. Oh wait, never mind. Message to CBT. Oh no, it's just the same. You know what? Let's just wash it off.
유저들과 함께 성장하는 게임을 만드는 것이었습니다. CBT에 참여하는
To everyone joining the
유저분들께
upcoming CBT, there's one thing we like to say.
퀘스트만 따라가지
Don't just
마세요.
follow the quest. Oh yeah.
Chrono Odyssey isn't about moving from one objective to the next in a straight line. We want you to embrace the spirit of exploration. Share your discoveries with the community.
That's actually
and
like a
find your
hard
own
thing
way.
to do, by the way. Like just saying fuck this quest line. I'm just gonna go like over there, simply because it's like, there's like like a thing here telling you do this, and it's like it's annoying. I need to do it. I just need to finish this quest because it's like right here.
Through this
Like it's
vast,
bothering me that
mysterious
it's there.
world.
1차 CBT에서 여러분이 경험하게 될 내용은 크론 오디세이의
Okay, so
극히 일부입니다.
the beta test isn't gonna be
본편이
everything.
끝난 이후에도 새로운 이야기들이 계속 펼쳐질
I
것이고
wonder if you're gonna be able to stream it, or if it's gonna be like, since it's a closed beta, maybe it's gonna be like unstreamable.
더
Because
많은
if I can
미션과
stream it, I'm gonna do it on
그리고
like
탐험 요소들이
definitely.
확장되며 게임의 세계는 점점 더 넓혀질 것입니다. 크론 오디세이 개발진들은 유저 여러분들이 만들어가는 여러분들만의 이야기를 기대하고 있습니다. 이번 CBT를 통해 받은 피드백을 적극 반영하며 지속적으로 게임을 발전시켜 나갈 계획입니다.
Our goal with Chrono Odyssey is to create a title that has broad global appeal, bringing players together from diverse backgrounds to share an immersive MMO.
So they're gonna say any like information about the
크론
closed
오디세이
beta?
세계에서 여러분들을 기다리고 있겠습니다. 많은 기대 부탁드립니다. 곧 만나 뵙겠습니다.
Alright, that's the end. I'm excited. I'm gonna give it a like. Dude, like I wasn't planning to play this, but after this video, like I had to, don't I? Like it's crashed all the itches I had for like MMOs. Like I don't know. But they always lie, man. The problem is they always lie. Oh, we don't have pay to win. It's just like a pay to fashion. Like you can only buy skins. Yeah, and these skins do have some extra stats, you know, like in Black Desert. But you know, it's not pay to win, guys. I'm gonna play it. You know what? I asked on Steam. I asked for access to closed beta. I'm gonna try it. But would they put pay to win in the closed beta? I doubt they would. Anyways, peace. Do look forward. I'm probably gonna play this. Then again, it depends. I do have summer classes starting next week, so who knows? Maybe I won't play it actually, or maybe I won't play it too much. Peace, like, subscribe, all that.